Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами VZBUTCHKA, и мы продолжаем играть в игру Blues and Bullets. Yo, what's up, guys? Так, мы прошли уже сколько? 3 мы прошли, остались 2. Осталось две сцены, 2 акта, я их называю. И мы закончим первый эпизод.
That stench of stale grease about you reminds me too much of my old job.
Ну, я не знаю, что такое грис, не знаю, что такое грис.
I don't think anyone else would notice. But when you spend a part of your sentence as a chef in the kitchens on Gore Island, you smell it a mile away. And how do you think I met Alphonse? Playing golf? Alphonse? On the subject of cooking, I know your blueberry pie had an extra something. I still don't know what. Alphonse? So what now? You got a plan? Take a look around, in case there's a rear exit. I'll take the main door.
Ну давай, да, ты сзади зайдешь, а я пойду с другой стороны. Я с центрального входа пойду. Посмотрим, что у нас за центральный вход. Осмотрим. Так, это что такое у нас?
The fact that a criminal like him can hang up his shingle in broad daylight says a lot about Santa Esperanza.
Не знаю. Так, сюда я не могу, да, сходить? А, вот я могу сходить сюда.
Someone took out sections of the fence. Odd.
Кто-то выломал забор. Эсперанса там написано. Ну Эсперанса.
Interesting taste. Been centuries since the gardener visited this house. Maybe Boccarini's business isn't going too well.
Да. Может и не идет у него бизнес, раз он занимается вот этими гномами. Так. Давай позвоним в дверь, что? Как позвоним? А, не работает. Ну, давай вежливо. Зачем орать-то? Не знаю, как это описать, да? И что же там? Ох, ёпарасоте, там что-то произошло. В кого-то воткнули забор, что ли? Да уж. Ох, ё-моё.
Is that our man? Boccarini. My God. We have to find out who did this and why. Let's go.
Нам нужно найти, кто это сделал.
Besides, Alphonse will want to see this. I'll be right back. All right.
Но Альфонс говорит, Альфонсу не нужно.
Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive.
Прикольно. Так, ну а что у нас? Ага. Что я должен сделать? Инфо. Нам нужно найти мотив. Так, нам нужно что-то... Тело осмотреть, да? Давай осмотрим тело. Долбанные мотоциклисты. Давай глаза... Ах, глаза мы... Так. Ну а что у нас там? Все, РС. Чтобы я знал, что такое РС. РС. А, во. Во, классно. Короче говоря,
must remember to ask Alice.
У него глазницы, что ли?
His teeth were all pulled out before he was killed. The buildup of blood inside his mouth speaks for itself.
Так, что еще у нас? Зубы ему выбили. Слушай, но как бы... Что у нас еще? О, вот, давай.
This isn't a cut, it's a tear. His hands were ripped off. Who has that kind of strength?
Вырвали руку ему. Вырвали руку. Давай осмотрим его. Нет? Это что такое?
Once he got stuck in there, looks like the bottom of a glass.
Бутылку, что ли, какую-то им туда воткнули. Елки. Вот вообще жесть какая-то. То, что здесь происходит, конечно. Вот это. Во-во-во.
Pity he won't last till Christmas, because he'd almost passed for a tree. There's no doubt the murderer took his time.
Ну, осмотрели. Давай посмотрим теперь здесь.
Boccarini's teeth were all pulled out. The murderer tore Boccarini's hands off.
Так, окей.
Hands ripped off, teeth torn out. I guess I'll have to rule out criminal intent or a personal angle. Boccarini's eyes still haven't shown up. What if I look for whatever was used to remove them? What looks like the bottom of a broken glass buried in Boccarini's back.
Ну, чё?
What looks like the bottom of a broken glass buried in Boccarini's back.
Неизвестно, непонятно, что здесь делать. Инфо, баг,
Boccarini's eyes still haven't. What looks like the bottom of a broken glass.
Нет, надо, значит, нам найти. Что-то нам нужно найти, значит, еще. Давай посмотрим.
Takes a strong man to tear that out, or several.
Новая улика. Посмотрим улику.
The lamp, torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs.
Что-то он забаррикадировал, наверное, да? А, еще не хватает, еще улик не хватает. Пойдем сюда сходим.
Jammed shut from the inside. Maybe between the two of us when Milton gets back.
Так. Что здесь? Ложка.
Blood and some kind of sticky liquid.
Какая-то жидкость. 5 улика. Ну, можно зайти сюда.
Oh shit.
Ох, елки-палки.
I should have stayed in my diner.
Да уж. Так, что я не могу. Осмотрим. Там что-то есть. Воу-воу-воу-воу. Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу. Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу. Вот, у меня вообще было 40 штук для взаимодействия. И явно на... А, вот и зубы. Он зубы туда вложил, да. Жестко, жестко.
Are these teeth from the body? Well, at least I know why his teeth were pulled out, more or less.
Ну, мы до конца все рассмотрим.
What is
А это
that?
какой-то, я не знаю даже, что это такое.
Looks like a ritual. What was Boccherini mixed up in?
Похоже, здесь было весело им.
This car looks too classy for a forger like Boccherini. Are there sufficient reasons to believe that when the murderer attacked Boccherini, there was someone else in the house? The first possibility to be ruled out is that the car belonged to Boccherini.
А, кто-то еще был. Кто-то еще был. Кто-то был еще. Посмотрим.
Vermont plates. Someone drove a long way.
Кто-то был еще в доме, когда на Боккарини напали. Причем приехал он издалека.
Let's take a look in the glove compartment.
Осмотрим, осмотрим.
Bingo. A man's
Что-то мы
cigarette
нашли
case.
там. Портсигар.
Would be one of the Boccherini clan?
Клан Боккарини, клан Сопрано, клан Боккарини. Ну, этих не поймешь, этих итальяшек. Сейчас мы до конца здесь все посмотрим. И я думаю, что... Нет, больше не пойдем, я думаю. Надо позвать этого чувака. Нашего друга.
The blood comes from the other side of the corridor and ends next to the body. He was attacked in the other room and dragged to the hall.
Ну, понятно, что его притащили туда. Ох, ё-моё. Тут вообще жестко что-то было, случилось.
The evidence suggests that the events began in the lounge. How did Boccherini encounter his murderer?
Да-да-да, мы сейчас все это рассмотрим. Ух ты.
Whatever crushed the table must have been really heavy, or maybe it was thrown extremely hard.
Да, тяжелый очень, так скажем. Либо очень тяжелая, либо очень сильная.
A perfectly circular dent, as if someone had tried to hammer in a gigantic bolt, around 4 inches in diameter.
Стрела, что ли? Стрела какая-то мощная, да? Мощная стрела.
Blood ran like water.
Да, кровь текла.
Fingernails scratched the wood.
Прикольно. Часы. Часы. Исследуем
Did it
часы.
break during the struggle, or was it already broken?
Релакс. Ролекс. Релакс.
What kind of person takes off a wristwatch without unfastening it? Or fastens the strap again after taking it off? Blood. Blood everywhere.
Да, понятно, что кровь везде, а часы слетели. Кровь везде, а часы как бы не расстегнуты, значит, ему руки отрубили здесь.
This was opened recently.
Кто-то пил здесь. Блин, но он оставляет отпечатки пальцев, это
Smells of
непрофессионально.
whiskey. Glass on the floor indicates the window was broken from outside. There's something under there. How'd it wind up under there?
Давай будем смотреть.
Not one round fired. It must have happened fast.
Должно быть, произошло все быстро, он даже не успел выстрелить. Окей. Так, здесь-то у нас пройдем дальше. Что-то мы ели тут, да?
What is it with Italians and olives? They lap those things up like caviar. Like a true bachelor, he should have put these into soak. Hours of scraping to get them clean. Although at this stage, I don't think Boccherini's too worried about that. 4 glasses. 2 of water, 2 of wine.
Да, 4 стакана. 4 стакана, значит, пили вдвоем. Там видел виски, а здесь мы видим что? Вино.
Leftover lasagna, and it looks good. Why is it that 2 out of 3 Italian gangsters are great cooks? I'll never understand what the deal is with them in cooking. The plates and the
Походу,
glasses leave no room for
тут
doubt.
была женщина.
Boccherini had company for dinner.
А, одного ножа не хватает,
One
да.
knife's missing, the biggest one. Shut from the inside. It opens onto the same room as the jammed door in the corridor.
Вот здесь вот надо, вот здесь вот 5 должно быть улик, а у нас только одна. Давай посмотрим, что у нас здесь. Итак.
Pieces of glass from the window in the hall found inside that. A pistol, fully loaded.
Так.
A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
Это я не могу пока использовать.
Dirty plates,
Назад.
glasses, and silverware. A door in the
Это тоже
kitchen.
не могу. Это
An
тоже
open
не
bottle
могу
of whiskey.
использовать.
I'd say
Это
Boccherini was
могу
drinking in the dining
использовать.
room when his assailant burst in through the window. Boccherini pulled his
Понятно.
gun, but the murderer disarmed him before he could shoot. Where did the torture begin?
Понятно, что он его обезоружил до того,
On
как
either side of the dining room table, a broken table,
кто-то
scratched and
успел
covered in
что-то
blood.
сделать, потому что он был
What looks like the bottom
пьяный.
of a broken glass buried in Boccherini's back.
Рано
A
еще.
blood-stained
Ну ладно.
wristwatch with the glass broken and the strap fastened. A blood-stained wristwatch with the glass bloodstains show that the murderer began to torture Boccherini on the dining table itself. That was where his hands were torn off. As a result,
А,
his
его
wristwatch fell to the
самого.
ground. How did the body reach its current position?
Его самого закинули.
The lamp.
Его самого закинули на стол. А на столе стоял стакан, и поэтому ему стакан впился в зад. А, он использовал лампу, чтобы... Так.
One, it has Vermont plates. Two, it's too luxurious for a criminal of his standing. Three, the initials on the cigarette case don't match his name. The next possibility that needs to be ruled out is that the car was stolen. There should be evidence that there was someone else in the house. The door in the corridor is jammed shut. It opens onto the same room as the lock. A teaspoon stained with blood and some kind of dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner. The dirty dishes and glasses prove that Boccherini ate lasagna with one other person. Was Boccherini's guest still in the house when the murderer showed up?
Неизвестно.
A teaspoon stained with blood. A sick altar of human flesh. A broken
Непонятно.
whiskey glass found in the dining room. Some kind of symbol. teaspoon stained with blood and some kind of... A door in the corridor jammed shut. And what looks like...
Да, ничего не понятно, но...
A sick altar of human flesh.
Ой, ё-моё.
A door in the kitchen.
Я ж напугал, нас собака меня напугала. Так, непонятно, что случилось.
What looks like the bottom of a broken glass. It seems clear that Boccherini and his guest were drinking when the murderer took them by surprise. The real question is, what happened to the witness? Did they escape? Did the murderer take them? Or are they still in the house? A door in the corridor jammed shut. It opens onto the same room as the door in the kitchen, locked from the inside. One locked door could be a coincidence, but two locked doors which open onto the same room can't be.
Не может быть, значит он внутри.
Or the witness is in that room. But I need Milton to open one of those doors.
Вот она. Блин, что же случилось? А, я знаю, что случилось с глазами. Он глазами выкорил глаза. Фанатик.
Although I don't know the origin of the symbol in the bathroom and the altar of flesh and teeth, I'd say the motive was some kind of occult religion. The big question is,
какой-то
who
культ.
did it?
Who did it? Кто это сделал? Да кто его знает, кто это сделал?
Mr. Ness, can you open the door for me?
Ну да, тут...
It was open. Why did you ring? I thought I should use the doorbell so I wouldn't startle you. When I came in, I pressed the doorbell and it didn't work. Well, in light of the facts, I deduced that it was your finger that wasn't working. So, what can you tell me to restore my faith in you as a detective? What is that? Not a good start. It's a camera, so Alphonse can see all this. All right, follow me.
Давай сейчас будем ломать дверь. Там будет женщина. По-любому там будет женщина.
Someone whose social status was a lot higher, but who was on the same side of the law. He served lasagna, and after clearing away the dishes, they opened a bottle of whiskey in the dining room. That was when the murderer burst in on them, coming through the window which he broke with his own body weight. Boccherini, or maybe his guest, pulled a gun, but it was a waste of time. The murderer was so fast, he was disarmed before he could fire. He focused his attention on Boccherini, totally ignoring the guest, and lifted him up into the air. He then threw him against the dining room table so hard that one of the glasses of whiskey was embedded in Boccherini's back. He span around, clawing at the table, and immediately afterwards the murderer ripped off his hands. I have no idea how he did it, but all the evidence suggests he just pulled. Blood sprayed everywhere. The wristwatch fell to the ground. He dragged him through the corridor into the hall. He tore down the lamp, hung him from the brackets, and stabbed steel rods through his body. He skewered him on the iron bars, possibly taken from the fence outside, and pulled out his teeth one by one. Finally, he scooped out his eyes with a teaspoon. Boccherini must have been dead when the murderer went to the bathroom with his hands in his teeth. There, he arranged them to make an altar, weaving the fingers together and placing the teeth inside. Next, he painted something on the wall in blood, a symbol which I don't recognize, but which could have some kind of ritualistic significance. When he'd finished his artwork, he left. I don't know what he did with the eyes. You're telling me that someone did all this armed with a teaspoon? More or less. And you worked all this out on your own, just by looking? More or less. I don't know which of the two of you scares me more. Wait a second.
Не знаю, кого из вас я больше боюсь, говорит.
Right. Come with me.
Пойдем со мной, если хочешь жить. Да ногой бы выбил. Нет?
Nothing. Turns out Mr. Untouchable isn't infallible.
А, он
but
вышел в
you're
это.
close. Congratulations. This must be
Он
Baccarini's
вышел из
office.
окна.
Let's take a quick look around. All yours.
Он книжечку почитает, пока он тут.
You're at a crime scene, and you sit down to read? Titus Andronicus. One of the actors on the Hindenburg lent it to me. They're performing it soon. You couldn't ask for more appropriate reading material. Murder, mutilation,
Шекспира
torture.
читает.
Shakespeare's got it all. We've lost the only lead we had to help us find Sophia Capone. You think Baccarini's murder could be related? Maybe. It's hard to say. Why'd you go to jail? For murder, but you didn't do it, of course. Of course I did it, but I didn't intend to.
Говорит, я убивал. Ну, естественно, говорит, я убивал. Ну, убивал, ладно.
The driver's license of one John Martinson and Osmond Burke. OB.
Оби.
Do we know him? The eldest son of the richest family in Vermont, convicted rapist. He was arrested thanks to the testimony of his father, who wound up disinheriting him. He escaped from prison last week. He broke into the family home and slit the throats of all his relatives one by one. Opened the safe and got away with a fortune. They don't make jails like they used to.
Посмотрим.
Carlo, I have the goods for OB, but I have to take the children to school tomorrow and I can't make the meetup. Friday, same time, same place. It's signed NI. Mm-hmm. These initials are getting to be a pain in the ass, right? I have to take the kids to school tomorrow. I don't think this is some loving divorced daddy, Milton. I take back what I just said.
Да, вот они. Улики. Все-таки кто-то забрал детей из школы. Так, давай посмотрим. Посмотрим, что там. Как в этом. Ох, елки-палки. Мать моя женщина.
Baccarini's? I'd be surprised. Probably his guests, and I doubt it was to pay Baccarini for his services. None of his forgeries are worth that much. All starting to add up, isn't it?
Ой, ё-моё.
Milton! You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Lewis. I believe in you.
Ему сделали пластическую операцию. Давай. Валим. Игры. Че он не убежал-то, мудак? Спрятался. По-любому ему сделали пластическую операцию. На. Кстати, я прочитал, кто такой был Элиас Несс. Крутым полицейским.
Who's coming back? Him, the monster! The guy who killed Baccarini?
He was a monster! Well, get your hands off me, Negro!
What was he like? Describe him for me.
Опиши его.
He was a monster. Red and black. I mean, his head reached the ceiling. He tore off his hands with his claws! It was a monster! A monster!
Should I hit him again? Burke,
No.
shut up. You're Osmond Burke, right?
Yes.
Good. Now pay attention, Burke, because I have a question for you. Who is John Martinson?
I am.
Boccherini created a new identity for you. And I'll bet that under those
Новые
bandages, there's a
документы
new
сделал.
face, fresh from
Отлично.
surgery. Who wrote this note?
Nikolai Ivankov.
Rings a bell. One of Capone's
Nikolai.
right-hand men 20 years ago. What does this stuff about kids mean?
I don't know.
Calm down, Burke. You were going to meet up with him, right?
Yes, the docks, berth 42, right next to where the alligator 3 is moored.
So what's the meetup time?
Tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No. It's
Вечером,
going to be
вечером,
tonight.
вечером. Завтра слишком
Don't
поздно.
get too comfortable. We'll be there in no time.
Куда мы его? В полицию, в госпиталь или... Don't get too comfortable. Блин, а куда мы его повезем? Я даже хер его знает. В полицию, давай.
You need
Как в
painkillers.
госпитале.
I hate the fact that I'm taking an interest in your health, but it's the law.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Ness. I have to take him to Alphonse.
Out of the question. I know his temper. He'll beat him to a pulp.
Listen, if the missing girl was your granddaughter, you wouldn't forgive me if I didn't let you see the only suspect who could lead us to her.
Мы, кстати, не рассмотрели ножи. Почему-то ножи. Там было 5, а я нашел только 1. Это плохо.
Shucks.
What?
I thought that bloodbath would cover up the smell of stale grease. I was wrong.
Вот мы и прошли. Раз, два, три, четыре. Четвертую, да? Четвертую или третью? Раз, два, три, четвертую часть мы прошли. И на этом, я думаю, что мы закончим эту четвертый акт. Четвертую сцену.
Ah, Delphine.
Да, ребят, на этом мы закончим. А это мы уже посмотрим в следующей серии. Спасибо, что смотрели. Подписывайтесь на канал. Всем